It is Tuesday, March 23rd, 2001. It's not 2001, it's 2021. I am Ashley Pollard here for another edition of Tuesday Talk, where we go over common real estate and mortgage related terms. Today's term is attorney review, which is a term that I am saying often, but I realize most consumers have no idea what that means. And I get a lot of questions about it as well. So I want to define it today, and I also want to address two common questions that I receive about attorney review. So first, attorney review period, that is a 3-day window of time where the buyer and seller or landlord and tenant can have an attorney consult and review a fully executed copy of the contract. And if the attorney does not approve of this contract, they can cancel it within that 3-day window of time. Now, this 3 days does not include Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. So if you get a contract on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday do not count as your first 2 of the 3 days of attorney review. Another important thing is that once the attorney review period ends, the contract becomes legally binding. It is official, and it's much harder to get out of the contract at that point. So you want to make sure you consult your realtor, consult your attorney, your lender, anyone who's involved in the transaction on your side. Please consult with them during this 3-day attorney review period, because once you go under contract, there's going to be certain language in there that does not allow you to just walk away without valid and just reason. The good thing also is that all New Jersey real estate contracts have to explicitly state this attorney review clause on the first page at the very top of it. So this is not something that is, hidden from people. You should know this, and I always advise people to work with attorneys, because attorneys know the ins and outs and all the legal terms and how everything can work for you. So I always say work with an attorney. It's an expense that you do have to spare, but it might be more expensive if you don't and end up signing a contract that costs you a lot more than what the attorney would have. So a couple questions I normally get when thinking about and talking about attorney review. Why is the attorney review period so long? I called last week and, this house was in attorney review and it still is. Well, if the buyer and seller's attorney are negotiating and they are going back and forth, working on the language, rewording the contract to work for both parties, the attorney review period might last longer than 3 days. I've seen attorney review last up to 5 days, even longer. A few months ago, I was actually in attorney review for 3 weeks almost before my clients decided they were just over it and walked away. But if the buyer and seller's attorney are actively negotiating, going back and forth, you might see it last longer than 3 days. Another question is someone will call and say, I want to see this property, and I tell them it's not available. And they're like, well, why is it not available? I saw it on Zillow. Well, in attorney review, the property technically is still in active status because it hasn't gone under contract yet. Attorney review, either party can cancel it. So on my end, where I can clearly see, okay, this is an attorney review, it's not available, to the consumer, you can't see that. And so sometimes people get frustrated thinking that, realtors are just trying to keep homes from them. But if a property is still under attorney review, it will continue to show up as active until the realtor updates it in the system as being under contract. So that's attorney review. Again, I tell everyone, consult an attorney. It is definitely worth it. If you have any questions or need an attorney, I have an awesome young woman who I work with and recommend to everyone. So please reach out to me. I will give you the information to contact her, and you guys can hopefully build a relationship and work together. I am Ashley Pollard. As always, thank you so much for coming and learning with me. I hope this was helpful for you, and have a great day. The sun is shining, so I hope you get to enjoy some of this weather. I will see you all next week.